when you change your habits so drastically, there's actually potential to kind of destroy your homeostasis, your natural equilibrium, in a way that makes it very challenging to level back out. Okay, so I'm out here, got the fit on, you know what I mean? No, I'm just playing. But yeah, today's Friday, so I thought I would record a little video, and I got a topic in mind. It's actually about overcorrection, and yeah, I know you see that Duke jersey back there. You already know. And that's the vibe now. I do want to let me touch on that real quick. That's the vibe right now. You know, you said number one. You see what the fuck's going on. It's like the energy now is kind of shifting towards more of an ambitious and inward mindset, but not in a way that's necessarily egocentric, you know, very focused on being the best version of myself. And you know, there's little reminders of that around my room, I think, to keep myself motivated. But anyway, I remiss. Overcorrection is something that I've seen more and more of over the years. Through adulthood, I think it plays out especially strong because of the histories that we have attributed to certain people, the identities that we began to develop, or perceptions of them in the outside space. And we tend to characterize people in specific ways that we feel like are easily understandable. And we put them into boxes, right? Everybody does it. You know, we have people that we associate as addicts, people that we associate as, you know, alphas or whatever. And, you know, there's nothing inherently wrong with that, because you do need to kind of create types to navigate the world, and archetypes are natural profiles of people that tend to come up often in history and have come up often. You know, there's the class clown, there's the person that always gets after it, there's the lazy individual, the joker. These are common portrayals of individuals in society. They seem to be fairly accurate. However, okay, when we begin to put those labels onto people and kind of force them over people's identities, what we see very often is that when those individuals go the opposite direction, away from the perception of them that we have, many times we can see the intensity of that switch, that change, because of how we perceived their identity before. And so overcorrection is, in a lot of ways, based on the outside looking in, but there is a lot of substance there to explore, because it's not just a perspective thing. It's kind of a change, a complete 180 of one's belief systems, patterns, habits, etc., in a way that could be viewed as not necessarily controversial, but it can be very intense because of how strong the change is. And so obviously you can flip, you know, from bad habits to good habits, or good habits to bad habits necessarily. But what happens when you make that huge change is that, one, obviously the outside isn't going to understand it. Society's not going to understand that change. Hence my, you know, introduction to the topic here. Maybe you won't even understand the change. If it happens quickly, your identity becomes almost fractured in a way that you may have remnants of your old self still lingering that may create dissonance between those personalities that are developing, those newer ones. And so maybe you might have difficulty with that if you switch very rapidly. Okay, what are other dangers? Other dangers are creating imbalances in yourself. So not from a personality standpoint, but just from an idealistic standpoint, philosophical standpoint. When you change your beliefs so drastically, when you change your habits so drastically, there's actually potential to kind of destroy your homeostasis, your natural equilibrium, in a way that makes it very challenging to level back out. And so that's why people that tend to overcorrect with their philosophies feel such a strength and such a fragility at the same time. It's like a juxtaposition in the confidence boost of going your own way, and also the weakness of instability of traveling in a new path at the same time. So this is something you got to be careful about. Anytime you do something new, especially when it comes to your beliefs, just be careful, because a lot of people are going to not understand. You might not even understand, as I mentioned. Even your body might have trouble understanding what's going on. So you have to make changes in a way that's going to still maximize your health and well-being while moving yourself in the direction that you want to move in. And so that's very difficult to do. It takes practice, being able to change, but not so rapidly that you lose yourself in the process. But changing in a way that still maintains your core, your being, your center, your humanity. So those are things you kind of want to hold on to, because it makes your existence much easier when you have something to root to. That doesn't mean that you have to hold on to certain aspects of your past self that you don't appreciate, because obviously you can let those go, but try to identify if there is any aspects of your kind of higher self that can exist, irrespective of whatever change you make eternally. And I hope that makes sense. This is all kind of spontaneous. I didn't plan the direction of that almost lecture in a way. But it just kind of came out naturally. So yeah, I've made a lot of changes myself, and I think development is a natural part of life. So don't be scared of that. Don't be scared of changing too rapidly either. It's just you have to be prepared for overcorrection, because think about it as a car, right? Use a car metaphor. If a car is driving very quickly and suddenly changes directions at full speed, what's going to happen? Barrel, okay? Because you overcorrect one way, and then you lose balance. Overcorrect the other way, lose balance, okay? And so what you need to do is be able to stay calm. Sometimes just ease off the speed a little bit. Just slow it down, breathe, kind of take everything in, see what's going on, and then use that to propel yourself into the next phase of your life. So anyway, I'm going to propel myself into the next phase of my afternoon, and I hope you do too. So if you like these videos, if you like what I got going on, then definitely subscribe. And if you ever have any questions, just leave a comment. And with all that said, hope to see you soon, and have a great weekend. So peace.